Okay, hello and welcome. I'm gonna review Vice City. I've just been playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I played them when I was a kid, I think, or like 15, 16 years old. I played 3 and San Andreas, and Vice City I played a little bit, but I played it recently as well as 3 and San Andreas. So, okay, I'm gonna do a review. This is so stupid. I'm a teacher, so I'm using a PowerPoint. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto 3 came out in 2001. It was the first 3D game. Then Vice City came out the next year, and then San Andreas a couple years later. All right. So I had just been playing San Andreas, so maybe I was used to that. Um, yeah, I found at the start of the game, Vice City, there's too much access to things like Banshees, cheetahs, all the fancy fast cars, which means that you don't appreciate it as much. In 3, you didn't get access to that at the start. You know, there'd be a Kuruma and a Perennial, all these slower cars. You'd only see fast cars sort of a bit later. So I think that's sort of a weakness in a way, but I don't know, it's the style. Yeah, I found with the cars, a lot of them seem to just get in, speed up, and then you just very quickly reach a speed, and then just stay at that speed. You wouldn't keep speeding up, which didn't feel realistic. Maybe that's just compared to San Andreas. It's not as realistic, not as complex. I don't know. Maybe it was an improvement from 3. I haven't played 3 in a while, so um, yeah, I just that felt the same for a lot of it. This is a problem, I think, with the map. Like, all the areas feel similar, so it took me a long time to get used to the place. But also, it meant I didn't really care much about different areas. You've got to make things look really exciting and cool, or else you're not going to remember them. Um, yeah, I don't think this is the best design. I'll talk about it later. The island is very tall. Not tall, but from north to south, it's long. So there's not actually that much stuff, but it takes a long time to get from one place to another. I don't understand it. Square, like San Andreas, or a circle is the optimum sort of shape so that you get lots of stuff without having to take too long to get around. And it also means you're sort of bottlenecked in the middle. You always have to go through the same street through the middle. I mean, it's alright. It's the design of it. Okay, the style. Yeah, I think it looks cool. It's good that it has its own style. It's a unique Grand Theft Auto game, and it's good that they're trying different things. Lots of pink and pastel colors, blue, green, whatever. It's all bright, fluorescent. The characters are fine. I liked them and how they introduced Tommy's cool. He's likable, but he's got some personality. I guess he is psychotic, but he doesn't seem evil to me. Yeah, the story brings you in, just the ascension. He doesn't have much power at the start. You know, he's done time for some other people, 15 years in jail or something. Um, and yeah, there are heaps of references to Scarface, which is an awesome movie. I'm pretty sure it's from '83. There's a one from 1931 or something like that as well. But anyway, it's an awesome movie. There's an Easter egg where there's a room and there's all this blood uh, referencing a chainsaw scene. Anyway, okay, the map. Yeah, some problems with the map. Yeah, like I said, it's too stretched out. So, for example, doing the taxi missions, you go north, and then you go all the way south, and then all the way north, and then all the way south. I found it became really dull, and every time I'd get about a minute and a half, but it would take like a minute and a half to get there. And along the way, the taxi starts getting damaged. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm not that good, but in Grand Theft Auto 3, you've got more, you know, you might only get 20 seconds, but you've got to really quickly turn around a few different corners and go through an alley, and you've got to use shortcuts, and you've got to watch out for other cars and posts. You're constantly turning, it's more exciting, and then you drop them off, you get a new one. It might be a really short distance or it might be a longer one, and it was all random and it felt much more fun. Vice City became predictable, up, down, up, down. It's just kind of lame. So that part was disappointing in a way. I did like the place more and more over time, though. It is a cool place. Like, once you get a helicopter and you know all the areas, it's exciting flying around. Um, yeah, it doesn't seem as good because it's only got 2 islands, Vice City. But Grand Theft Auto 3 had 3 separate islands and they felt different. So I think when you're flying, Vice City feels a little bit bigger. Like you realize, wow, there's all these different areas. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than 3, but 3 feels bigger in my memory. So, but that's important. That's part of making a good game. The 3 islands. I think I wrote it next. Yeah, 3 has more variety. There was Portland, which was like a suburban area. Staunton Island is this big city place with all new, lots of more racing cars and like a stadium, a university. It all felt significant. There was like, big billboards, a bit like, there was a park in the middle. It's like New York, I guess. And then in the last place, there's also the airport and some other cool areas. It felt exciting unlocking each bit. But Vice City, it all feels the same. The 2 islands feel basically the same. No real difference, in my opinion. More weather effects. Yep, so they added a bunch of things from 3. That was cool. I like the droplets. Although, I gotta say, there are times when I'd be doing like a race and it would be pouring rain, and I just think this is just depressing. Why would you include pouring rain and thunder storm in a video game? Like, you're just making it unpleasant. That's annoying enough in real life. Why not just make it sunny every day? That would actually make sense. You don't play Mario Brothers and then it's like raining and like that gets in the way. Anyway. Yeah, the tires can be destroyed. That adds a bit of detail and it's kind of fun trying to drive away in your car. The tire's dodgy. Adds something to it. Okay, motorbikes and helicopters. And just generally, there were lots more vehicles for the win. Whatever. It's possible to jump out of moving cars. I'm pretty sure there were a bunch of other things. I can't remember though. But that's all good. I felt like it was halfway between 3 and San Andreas. Um, Vice City made a bunch of improvements and then San Andreas made a bunch more. Yeah, the strength of Grand Theft Auto games, a big part of it is gameplay, the freedom to do stuff, and Vice City has a lot of that stuff. There's lots more rampages, unique stunt jumps compared to 3. I think 3 only had, I forget, maybe 12 rampages and 20, but this one has like 35 of each or so. 100 hidden packages, which is fun. And then you get weapons for that stuff. Yeah, and I think the strengths is mainly weapons and vehicles, but all these other things as well. I like the idea of there being a city and there's little hidden areas and parts, connections between places, and you should be rewarded for exploring. You go in a little area and then you find a hidden package, and then that brings you closer to getting a new weapon or some kind of cool reward. So anyway, um, yeah, lots of side missions in Vice City. It doesn't have too much fluff. Most of it is all fun, cool stuff. The Pizza Boy missions I like, and the assassinations are really cool. You just go up to a phone. There's no long cutscene. It's just very quick, and then you go do a mission. Yep, lots of assets to buy, and then you actually do missions that relate to it, which is good. One or two were silly, like the strip club. I don't get it. Like, you just sit there watching an animation of a woman dancing, and then that's the mission. Giving money. Like, I don't know. I guess you could say it's a nice detail, but I think it's a bit silly. Um, yeah, I like all the flying plane things and the flying little helicopter thing and the PCJ Playhouse or whatever. Those parts were really cool. Alright, frustrations. This is a big thing. Compared to San Andreas and 3, I'm pretty sure this is true. The people, like the police and gang members, they pull you out of the car really quickly. Like, you can get in a car. Usually, if you get in a car and you're accelerating, they will not quite be able to pull you out in time. But in this game, other than maybe a police car, which is fast, you can start accelerating and they'll just pull you out anyway. I had helicopters lift off and then fall back down because they'd opened the door. Um, and then if you combine that, wait, let me skip that one. Tommy's really slow to get up when he falls on the ground from an explosion or getting hit. it takes ages and it's so frustrating. He has no urgency. You want to get up quickly and then you finally get in a car. Getting in a car or a helicopter or a motorbike is very slow. And then they just pull you straight out. So that happened to me heaps of times. Um, yeah, this previous one, this was something that was added in San Andreas. You can use the right analog. This is the PS2 version. You can move the camera. So this one you can't, which is a bit annoying, especially when the police can just come and just pull you out straight away, like instantly. It happens so many times. It's so annoying. Um, yeah, in general, uh, sometimes you'd be trying to do a race and there'd be cars everywhere and they take up so much of the lane. And other times you'd be just desperately looking for a car during a mission and there's nothing. You can't find anything. So that was annoying. Um, oh yeah, I like how the Hyman, there's a lot of innuendo in the game, which is fun. But you buy this space and there's a Maverick above it, but it only sometimes appears. That annoys me. Like, why have a reward, but it only sometimes appears? Um, I don't like that. I like consistency. If something appears in a specific place, just make it always appear there. You know, other places you can have randomness. There's plenty of randomness in the game, but for that sort of thing, you don't need it. Um, there's something else. Yeah, when you're doing races, just while I remember, the checkpoints, I think were too fussy. You'd have to go through the middle of the checkpoint or close to it. And when there's lots of traffic, you want to go around them and you have to end up sort of smashing in the middle. I don't like that. I don't think it should be so picky. Actually, with races in general, some of them would have heaps of checkpoints. You'd go across the bridge and there'd be and you think, what's the point? I'm on a bridge, I can't go anywhere. You only need one or two checkpoints at the end points of the bridge. Um, checkpoints are a dodgy thing with the Grand Theft Auto games. The races, it's not well designed. You only need, you also need to know where the next checkpoint is going to be, and it's not always very good with that. A lot of them, it sort of suddenly tells you where the next checkpoint is, and it takes too long. It's hard to react. Anyway, yeah, there was some times I wanted to do a rampage and no cars would appear, um, or there'd be heaps of gang members, but I meant to destroy vehicles with a rocket launcher. And when the gang members come up to you and start shooting, a rocket launcher is useless. If I shoot them, I'll blow up and get killed as well. And if I try to run, I can barely run. So that became really frustrating. Um, anyway. Also, yeah, too many dead ends. I'd try to find connections in little alleys and then there'd just be a wall or a fence, and it's just annoying. Like, why not have more connections and ramps and ways to get around? Makes it fun. It's not. I think they got to realize these games. It's not a realistic depiction of a city. It's a playground. You know, it's meant to be. It's over the top. None of the violence is real. It's cartoonish. All right. Even if it looks real, it's a game, and it should be. They should understand that. So no dead ends. Just have everything easily connects, and there's ways to get around. All right. Oh yeah. I like playing in other languages for practice, but it didn't have that. So that's a disappointment compared to the previous games. All right. Yeah. There's lots of rewards. Most things you do get a reward. And I was going to say, I think rewards should actually be unique when I was playing the game. And then, yeah, when I did the import missions with the cars, I actually noticed you get unique vehicles. Those vehicles I don't think you can get any other way. So that was really awesome. I think that should happen more though. The R3 missions have good rewards like Vigilante, Ambulance, all of that. But I did find it funny, like Pizza gives you 50 extra health and Ambulance gives you unlimited running. I feel like, I mean, not that it matters, but they should be swapped. It doesn't make much sense. Ambulance should be giving you health to help you survive. Pizza's giving you energy to run. So I found that funny that they're back to front. Okay, yeah, something. This is sort of a frustration, I guess. When you win an asset, it gives you these pickups, these money things, and you just walk in and collect it once a day to get 5,000 or whatever. I don't like it. It just creates an extra thing that you have to do. and later in the game you don't need it. It's so at the end when you're finished, oh, I can go around and collect money. That's useless. I don't see the point. I mean, I guess I can buy stuff, but there's not that much to buy. Just weapons is all I can think of. So it would be much better, these unique vehicles. A good long-term reward is that a helicopter appears there. The more helicopters, the better. I don't think you can have too many helicopters. It's the most fun way to get around. Or other, just, have a gold helicopter. So even though it's not different, it looks cool. Or it has a Vice City logo on it or something. Just makes it feel more special than, um, yeah, just these money pickups. Anyway, this is a theory I have, right? In a good game, the total money that you can earn should roughly match how much you can spend in the game. Otherwise, you end up with, it takes way too long to build up money to buy stuff. Or on the other hand, you have plenty of money and there's nothing to buy. I've now got $500,000 in the game. I've sort of 90 something% finished. I did the last mission, but there's nothing to spend it on. So if there was like one last place you could buy that was like $1 million, that would be an incentive for me to keep playing and then finally buy that last place. And it should come again with some unique reward, some really cool car or vehicle or something. But anyway, this applies to all video games, I think. I strongly feel it just makes sense, so everything sort of matches up. It's a hierarchy that goes up. Anyway, alright, awesome things. Yeah, the helicopters. That's one of the most fun things to do, is just fly a helicopter all around the city and you can see all the places. I used to just do it for fun, and I would pick random. I printed off where the hidden packages are and the rampages. I'd just pick one at random and fly there and then do it and then lift off and then go to another place, maybe do a mission. Um, the tank is cool. It's relatively easy to get. There's a couple different ways, but you can actually use it in missions, so that's cool. And the hunter during the vigilante missions with the hunter is really fun. Like the shooting the cars with the rockets and sort of just planning it and aiming. It's very satisfying when you hit them. Um, but yeah, I feel like I don't get why they don't use these in the missions more. They're the most fun vehicles, and yet they barely make appearances in the missions, mainline story missions. So that's just something I feel. Same with San Andreas. The Hydra should be used more. It's not used much at all. Um, yeah, I really like some of the tops of the buildings have jumps, and you can ride with the PCJ 600 over them. That's really fun. That's cool. Uh, I was actually trying to find some unique stunt jumps, and I noticed that, and I was trying to figure out how to get up there with a helicopter. Noticed all these buildings with jumps, but I couldn't get up there. I didn't realize you could only get up there in a mission. It's one of the movie studio missions, but anyway, I did that later. It was just interesting. Yep, there's plenty of funny bits. Lots of the dialogue is funny and lots of sexual innuendo, which is fine. It's immature. I think it works for the tone of the game. Lots of things you can find, like, yeah, too many to list. And there's other Easter eggs, like there's a building you can actually jump into and you see an Easter egg. I think if anything there should be more of that. I don't understand why they spend so much time designing buildings and they all look like plain buildings. Why not have, a bit of graffiti on a wall somewhere that's funny or interesting or ironic? Um, they do have some, but I feel like there could be more stuff, more fun stuff. Okay, some other things. The tool shops I think are pointless. It just sells you. They're just weapons. That's all you can use them for. It'd be good if maybe you could upgrade weapons. Like in The Last of Us, you can get parts and then you can improve your weapons and speed them up, and it costs you a bit of money. Again, if the total money you get should match with the total money you spend, it gives you another thing to spend money on that's meaningful, that upgrades things. But yeah, it's like, why would I buy a hammer or a screwdriver? I ended up with money early in the game because I did side missions, and then, I just had a chainsaw the whole time. And yeah, also the weapons overlap in general. I don't like that. Like, why not let me have a rocket launcher and a minigun and a hammer and a chainsaw? Although, again, a hammer and a chainsaw, I just don't see the point. Little things that you can hit people with. You don't need many. GTA 3 just had a baseball bat and that was it. After that, it's a gun, a machine gun. That's the thing. GTA 3, the system I think actually works better. Don't try to get fancy. You can have more weapons, but don't make them overlap. ¿Por qué no los dos? Is the point here. Why not both, right? And also, yeah, should I swap? Should I take their weapon? Am I going to get more ammo? I don't know. Alright. Is it working? Yeah, too many missions at the start of the game say go to this place, get some new threads, dressed up as the in overalls, or put on a hockey mask or a police outfit, and it's just I don't feel like that's what Grand Theft Auto should be dressing up. But anyway, it's a step in the wrong direction for the games. The beach takes up lots of space. That's not a big complaint, but it's just sort of like you can't say the map's big because there's this huge area that isn't used at all. It looks nice, but anyway. Another thing, there were a few times I would go to do a mission and it would say, go finish the motorbike, the biking missions first before you do this. So I don't get it. Why would you offer it then? Don't have it appear on the map. Have it appear once I finish the other missions. Anyway, that's just a silly. Um, this is a problem with some of the games. When you turn up for some missions and other games, they'll say, come back at this time between 6 and like, it's just a game. I don't care if it's day or night or what day of the week. I never know what day of the week it is in Grand Theft Auto. So, for example, the Hot Ring, I want to do that mission, but I've visited the stadium several times or whatever it's called, and it's never available. The door's not open. So I don't know what times or days it is. Maybe it says in the game, but it's annoying. Just make it always available. It's meant to be fun. Alright, conclusion. Yeah, I think Vice City is very good. It lives up to the standard. I think GTA 3 was a classic. I don't think it's as big a breakthrough. It's not as groundbreaking, but it did make lots of improvements, and I think it understands what the fun parts of GTA 3 were and improves. I don't think the map is as well designed, but it is a cool place, Vice City. And then yeah, San Andreas is even bigger, with some crazy missions, but probably has more flaws in my opinion. So I see them as about similar level. I might pick 3 as my favorite just because I think it's the most influential. It really created all of it, and it has less flaws. Vice City might actually be the most fun out of the 3, in my opinion. Yeah, and also 3 might be shorter than San Andreas, but I'm probably more likely to play GTA 3 a few times in the same time that I would play San Andreas once. Alright, so yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed my stupid review. Alright, I'll see you later. How do I turn this on?